Hey, what's up, SFL Nation? And welcome back to SFL Nights with AJ Striker. Thank you so much for joining me today or tonight or whenever you decide to hit that play button. I really do appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed your weekend and your week as I did. It was very, very exciting and very, very busy. So, hope that you got a chance to check out some of the nice games that occurred. And there were some major blowouts. I mean, there were some things that happened that I did not see coming. So I'll definitely let you know about that a little bit later on in the show. But for now, just want to let you know what we got going on. And today we're going to be doing our week 5. Well, first we're going to do top performances with my SFL chat around the water cooler. All the top performances that we have for the week. Followed by my week 5 review, Ashley's picks for week 6. Was I right? So, sit back, relax, grab some snacks. Be right back. And we're back with SFL chat around the water cooler. Excuse me. So, I do like to do this segment. I did get some people that said that they thought I was being a little bit biased with my picks for player of the game. And I will say this, I get a certain amount of stats every time. I go through all the stats as best as I can to make the best decision that I can do. If somebody does have an issue with it, that's fine. You know, everybody has a right to have their own opinion about it. But what I will say is this. I try to be very careful about who I select. I don't want to necessarily select the same people every week to receive that award because it's a lot of people out here that are deserving of it. Some people may have never heard their name called during the game, but they had a fantastic performance. So I'm just going to be there to do that for those people. I want to be able to kind of acknowledge everybody. And if you watch my show, then you would know if you made a pretty good performance, I still mention your name during the show. So, guys, it's all right. You know, just calm down. You get your moment. Other than that, top performances for the week were as follows. Quarterback Matt Wilson had 38 completions, 5th out of 50 attempts, 330 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception, and his longest pass was 18 yards. Kentez Johnson went 31 for 41, had 315 yards passing as well, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and his longest pass was 28 yards. Josh Miller went 28 for 34, had 390 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and went 30 long. Ron Cochran, 42 completions with 50 out of 54 attempts, 517 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and his longest pass was 33 yards. In the running back, fullback category, I have Robert Redford having 13 carries for 136 yards, 10.5 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, and his longest run was 42 yards. He also had 14 catches for 67 yards with 4.8 yards per catch, 1 touchdown, and 57 was his longest catch. 57 yards was his longest catch, so congratulations. T-Roy Gaines had 17 carries, 99 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, 1 touchdown with 24 long. Also, he had 14 catches with 68 yards with 4.9 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, and 11 long. Warren Murray had 23 attempts, 141 yards, 6.1 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, 49 long. Logan Jack had 16 attempts, 57 yards, 3.6 yards per carry with no touchdowns, unfortunately, but his longest carry was 32 yards. He also had 8 catches for 117 yards, 14.6 yards per catch, 1 touchdown, and 55 long. Jerry Willis had 28 attempts, 164 yards, 5.9 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, 74 long. He also had 5 catches, 32 yards, 6.4 yards per catch, 1 touchdown, and 11 long. Reggie Streeter had 36 attempts with 222 yards, 6.2 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, and 33 long. Jared McChesney had 19 attempts, 126 yards, 6.6 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, and 36 long. He also had 2 catches with 1 yard, and 1 touchdown. Ike McBride had 19 attempts, 74 yards, 3.7 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, and his longest run was 57 long. Jason Williams had 26 attempts, 190 yards, 7.3 yards per carry with 2 touchdowns and 76 long. In our wide receiver tight end division, we had K.L. Barrett, with 11 catches, 132 yards, 12.0 yards per carry, 1 touchdown, and 18 long. Corey Jones had 8 catches for 112 yards, 14 yards per catch, 1 touchdown, and 45 long. Logan Kill, 18 catches for 104 yards, 13 yards per carry with 3 touchdowns with 20 long. Stephen Bush, 13 catches, 203 yards, 15.6 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and went 25 long. Last but not least, Robert Garrett Jr. had 9 catches, 126 yards, 14 yards per catch, and 1 touchdown with 65 long. On the defensive side of things, we had Joey Switch with 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Al Lewis, 2 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Des Troyer had 5 tackles and 3 sacks. Jeff Duffy had 9 tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. Hunter Norwood had 3 tackles, 3 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. On the linebacker side of things, we have Day Drury coming in at 18 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 4 pass deflections, 1 interception, 26 yards, and 1 touchdown. Blake Craze had 9 tackles, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, and 1 interception. Shervon Prasad had 16 tackles, 1 pass deflection, and 1 tackle for loss. Buddy Blaze had 14 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 pass deflections. In the secondary, I have Ben Stone coming in at 4 tackles, 1 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, 2 interceptions, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Lincoln Kingsley had 13 tackles and 1 forced fumble. Mickey McGuire, 7 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception, 34 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jack Russell had 13 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 2 interceptions, and 24 yards. Zach Lay had 7 tackles, 1 interception, 13 yards, 1 forced fumble. Nana Kanaka had 6 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 2 interceptions, and 37 yards. Nikki Colentray had 9 tackles, 2 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and 7 yards. Thomas Rahman Jr. had 6 tackles, 1 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, 2 interceptions, and 24 yards. Cain Vasquez had 8 tackles, 2 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and 5 yards. Nate Heslop had 4 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 2 interceptions, and 41 yards. Romalyn Hood had 3 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception, 42 yards, and 1 touchdown. Evan Arthur had 2 tackles, 3 pass deflections, 1 interception, 51 yards, and 1 touchdown. Freeman Pelker had 7 tackles with 2 interceptions. Everett Garrison had 4 tackles, 1 interception, 99 yards, and 1 touchdown. Marvin Himes had 6 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 interceptions, and 1 yard. Jack Hacksaw had 6 tackles with 2 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and 11 yards. Alex Bond, 12 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, and 13 yards. And then on special teams, Amanda Moyer had 3 field goals made out of 3 attempted, 42 yards. Amy Shalizzi had 2 field goals made out of 3 attempted with 48 yards. And AJ Levy had 103-yard kick return and touchdown. So, congratulations to all of you. You did a fantastic job. If I miss your name, hey, don't hate me. Just help me. All right? Next up, we have Week 5 review and my picks for Week 6. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. Week 5 review. Now, was our right category? I have, again, back to this 5 right and 6 wrong thing. I thought I turned the corner last week, but
that is not correct.
Out. So, hey, like I said, a lot of teams proved me wrong this week. No mind saying that I was wrong, and you guys did your thing. And some of you did it in a very, very major way. So let's get right into it. Atlanta versus Chicago. Chicago won 14-17, and I was wrong about this game. Player of the game was halfback Ash Odom. 39 attempts, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, and 10 reception yards. Baltimore versus Vancouver. Baltimore won 33-23. I was right about this game. Player of the game was T. Roy Gaines. For 17 attempts, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, 68 reception yards, and 1 reception touchdown. Mexico City took on the Houston Hyenas, and Houston won 42-31. And I was definitely wrong about this game. This is one of the ones that I really thought was going to go the other way. But, hey, Houston proved me wrong, so congratulations. Player of the game was quarterback Kentez Johnson. 31 completions, 41 attempts, 315 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. And his quarterback rating currently is 72.8. And I apologize for not having the graphic for that particular, for Kentez. Just did not find it on our YouTube page, and so that's why I have their wonderful logo right on the side of me. All right, and Carolina took on Jacksonville, and Jacksonville won 44-24. I was right about this game. Player of the game was halfback Jared Willis with 28 attempts, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, 32 reception yards, 1 reception touchdown. Queen City versus St. Louis. St. Louis won 20-3. See what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see that one coming either. I was wrong about this one. St. Louis, congratulations, because I didn't see it. Player of the game was quarterback Javier Vasquez. 20 completions for 24 attempts, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 108.7. Javier, I see you over there doing your thing, man. All right. Watching you, sir. Louisiana took on Portland, and Louisiana won 49-3. I was right about this game. Player of the game was halfback Reggie Streeter. 36 attempts for 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 34 reception yards. Las Vegas took on Tulsa, and Tulsa won. Congratulations, Tulsa. You proved me wrong. You won 16-13. Player of the game was wide receiver Corey Jones with 8 receptions, 117 yards, 1 touchdown, 14 yards per catch. Charleston versus Arizona. Charleston won. Hence, that's why you don't have a song playing. God! I was wrong about this game.
Please, no!
We tried. We definitely tried our best, but just couldn't get over that hump, man. So congratulations to Charleston. Player of the game was wide receiver Ken Macario, and unfortunately I don't have that graphic either. So he did have 4 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, and 18 yards per catch. London versus Denver, and Denver won 58-10. I was right about this game. Player of the game was quarterback Josh Miller. 28 completions for 34 attempts, 390 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, and his quarterback rating is 129.5. Florida took on Lone Star, and Florida won 44-41. I was right about this game. Player of the game was Ron Cochran. 42 completions out of 54 attempts, 517 yards, 4 touchdowns, and his quarterback rating is 115.8. Last but not least, Sioux Falls took on the Fort Worth Toros, and again, I was wrong about this game in a major way. Fort Worth won at home 51-17. Like, I didn't see it coming. I swear, I did not see that one coming. Player of the game was Jason Williams with 26 attempts, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 17 reception yards. So, congratulations everybody on winning your games and doing your thing. There were, like I said, a lot of upsets. Even the community, we have a community poll for those who don't know, that everybody was wrong about a lot of these games. So, I mean, hey, if you got something to prove, do it. You have to. And now I do have my picks for week 6. All right, so we have on Saturday, August the 22nd at 3 p.m., we will have St. Louis taking on the Lone Star Glory. And as much as St. Louis have been doing their thing, I think that the Lone Star Glory is going to have an answer for them. So I will go with Lone Star on this one. Also on Saturday, let's see, the 22nd at 5 p.m., we have Tulsa taking on Sioux Falls. And like I said, you really can't count anybody out. So I think I'm going to go with Tulsa on this one. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go. Ooh, but see, so they're playing at home, so that means Tulsa would have to win on the road. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I'm still going with Tulsa on this one. At 8 o'clock on Saturday as well, Houston will be taking on the Portland Fleet at home. So I think I'm going to go with Houston on this one. I think that they are on a roll right now, so I think that that's going to continue to happen for them. Also at 8:15 p.m., London will be taking on Atlanta, and I'm going to go with Atlanta on this. On Sunday, the 23rd, 12:30 p.m., Mexico City will be taking on Vancouver, and I'm going to go with Vancouver. They are playing at home, and Vancouver, I think that they are undefeated at home. I'm not quite sure on that, but I'm still going to go with Vancouver. 2:30 p.m., Las Vegas will be taking on the Queen City Corsairs, and I will be going with Queen City because that is a home game, and usually when you're defending your home turf, you win. Unlike the next game that's at 4:30, Arizona versus Denver, we plan to win that game, straight up. We're going to go in there and we're going to take that win. Baltimore at 8 o'clock on the 23rd will be taking on Louisiana, and I'm going to go with Baltimore on this one. And at 8 p.m. as well, Chicago will be taking on Carolina, and this will be a home game for Carolina. I think that I'm going to go with Carolina on this one. Maybe by 3. I think it's going to be a shootout, definitely, but I think that they're going to win by about 3 points. And on Monday, August 24th at 7 p.m., Fort Worth Toros will be taking on the Florida Storm. Florida will be playing at home, so I will be going with Florida. And at 9 p.m., Jacksonville will be taking on Charleston. And I will be going with Jacksonville. I think that they're going to be one of the teams that will win on the road. So, again, Guys, you don't like what I say, please prove me wrong. I have been wrong before, and as you can see, I don't mind telling you that I'm wrong, and I don't mind, just giving you your props when it's due. All right, everybody, and that is it. I want to thank you so much for joining me whenever you decided to. It's always a pleasure to bring you guys a podcast. If you want to be on the show, please do not hesitate to ask me. My door is always open. You can hit my DMs. I will be happy to have you on the show. Until then, y'all, stay safe, be well, and Striker out. Say